The Smarter Money Life podcast is sponsored by Forum Credit Union, a member-owned financial cooperative serving members since 1941. Forum, your trusted financial partner, helping members live their financial dreams every day. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Smarter Money Life. I'm Andy Mattingly.
And I'm Nicole Royal. Today we're talking about something that affects everyone. How and why you should protect all of your accounts.
And when we say all of your accounts, we don't just mean your bank or credit union accounts or credit card accounts, do we, Nicole?
You're right. Criminals will go after your email, social media, shopping accounts, even gaming and cloud storage accounts.
And the reason is every account can be a gateway to your identity, your money, or even your reputation.
I'm glad you said that because most people think that if there's no money connected with it, why does it matter?
And the problem with thinking that way is many non-financial accounts are connected to everything else. Your email, for example, is often the reset point for passwords on your credit cards and investment accounts and your credit union accounts.
And once they get into that account, they can reuse the access or the information inside of it to move on to all your other accounts.
That's why today we're talking about protecting every account that is part of your financial life or just your social life or any part of your life. We need to protect every account, even your Ring doorbell camera account.
That's a good point. So let's get started with authentication because this is your first line of defense.
So rule number one, use long, unique passwords for every account. So how long are we thinking, Nicole?
Don't roll your eyes, but think 12 to 16 characters, a mix of words, numbers, and symbols, and not the same password everywhere.
Not the same everywhere?
No.
That leads to rule number two, use a reputable password manager.
I think this is a really key point. Remembering dozens of passwords isn't realistic. A password manager stores them securely so you don't fall into the trap of reusing your passwords.
And finally, and this is something new for everyone, is to turn on multi-factor authentication, or MFA, everywhere you can, which just means that besides your password, you got to do something else to be able to get in.
Authenticator apps or hardware security keys are best. SMS codes are better than nothing, but stronger options are out there.
Okay, so getting started. Next up is account hygiene. And this is just reducing how exposed you are in the first place.
This is something I do. Use separate email addresses.
Yes, use one email for sensitive accounts, like all your financial accounts. And use another one, and there's going to be more of these accounts, for your shopping and newsletters and online signups.
This really helps you in case one of those addresses get compromised. It doesn't open the door to everything else.
And you also want to minimize what you're willing to share publicly.
Yep. Tighten privacy securities on social media, your cloud accounts, and anywhere personal information might be visible.
And this is another one. Remember to close or delete accounts you no longer use. There may be some stores that you signed up for and created an account to buy something from. Close those, or any other account you have like that. Close those, delete them, get rid of all that information.
Yep, those are easy access points for criminals and easy for you to forget about.
Now let's talk about the devices and networks you use every day.
Keeping your operating systems, browsers, and apps up to date is critical.
Yeah, because the reason why that is because they fix, security flaws. So turning on automatic updates is a simple but powerful step. And I think it's something that we all forget. If you work for any type of company that has this kind of stuff, they're doing it for you. But you need to do this on your home laptops, your home computers, any device that you have, staying up with that. It's really important that you do that.
Yep, and I'm guilty of this one. Be cautious about public Wi-Fis. We all love working at our local coffee shop, but just be aware that there are a lot of people connecting to that Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so don't do financial transactions when you're on public Wi-Fi. You're wanting to go out and you're wanting to make transfers. Stay away from those things because people are looking for that.
If you must use public Wi-Fi, use a trusted VPN or a cell connection when possible.
Yeah, and that's when we also want to talk about, using security software and built-in protection. So firewalls and anti-phishing tools, make sure you have those all enabled and don't go for the cheapest. Go for something that's recognized as an industry leader.
And even if you use those strong protections, monitoring is key.
Now, here's a thing that people don't like, but another great way to protect yourself is to turn on real-time alerts for things like new logins, password changes, large transactions, card not present. I mean, all of these things can help you. I mean, I know for our home Wi-Fi that we have, every time someone comes in, it shows that there's a new logon. So every time the kids come home or one of their friends come in and they hit the Wi-Fi, it says a new device has been connected. And I appreciate that. Even though you're like, oh, yeah, I know they're here. It's good to know when someone's connecting.
Right. We don't all love getting the notifications on our phone, but this is going to allow you to, assess damage before it's done.
And you also should regularly review your statements, your credit card statements, and your credit reports. And I know that when I say statements, people are like, well, I never look at those. But what you can do is regularly look at your history on your account, whether it's every day or once a week. Go back and look at the history on your accounts if you don't want to look at the statements to make sure that everything is on there. And, I think it's important, like, if you have one credit card that you use everything for and there's a lot of automatic things, you may just gloss over the alerts that you get. But someone could be, maybe you have Netflix, someone else could be using you to pay Netflix. So it's important to look to make sure you don't have two Netflix accounts being paid.
This is why the mobile app is so user-friendly, because you can quickly browse that history and just make sure that there's nothing on there that doesn't make sense. And if you do find something, you can dispute it immediately.
Yeah. And, another thing is placing a credit freeze. Have you done this?
I have done this for myself and my husband.
Yes. That's funny. It's really important to do this. And if you don't want to freeze it because you think you're getting, wanting to apply for credit a little bit, at least do a fraud alert with all the major credit bureaus. And the reason why it's so important is because
it prevents criminals from opening accounts in your name. And it does happen. And honestly, the frozen credit bureaus is so much easier to manage these days than it was when it first rolled out.
Yeah. And, one of the things you can do is unfreeze it for a particular lender, or you can say unfreeze it for 24 hours.
Exactly.
And then it automatically goes back on. So you're right. It is so much easier to do. Now, we can't talk about account security without mentioning phishing. And I don't mean the phishing with an F type of phishing.
Yet be skeptical of urgent messages or unexpected links. Even if they appear to come from a trusted source, this is, I feel like, a really easy way for hackers to get in.
Yeah, so type the website address yourself or use some bookmarks that you already have. Don't click on links and emails or text because it's really hard to tell if they're accurate or not.
And never share one-time codes or approve MFA prompts that you didn't initiate.
And that's a common tactic. It's known as push fatigue, and it catches a lot of people off guard.
Andy, so why go through all of this effort?
Because it protects your money, it reduces unauthorized transfers, card fraud, and scams, and no one wants to take the time to go through and resolving all those issues. So a little time up front can save you a lot of time on the back end.
It also safeguards your identity, making it much harder for criminals to open loans or accounts in your name.
And it also limits both your personal and business risk. It helps you prevent data loss, reputational damage, and legal headaches because people could be doing things that you don't want to have to deal with. So limiting your identity being stolen and your accounts, it's really important. So before we wrap up, let's answer a few questions that we always hear from our listeners.
These are great questions because chances are, if you're wondering about it, a lot of people out there are too. So question 1, do I really need a unique password for every single account?
Short answer, yes, you really do.
The reality is when you reuse the same password, a breach on one site can give criminals access to multiple accounts.
And it's especially dangerous if the reused password connects to things like your email, banking, and social media. And if you have an iPhone, it will tell you which passwords you have that have been involved in a breach because they put those passwords out there and they know it. So it's a great tool that you can use.
And this is why we encourage the use of a password manager, just to make those 12 to 15 different passwords easier to manage.
12 to 15, that's all you have to manage?
Well, for right now.
Question 2, is text message MFA good enough or should I use something else?
Text message MFA is better than nothing, but it's not the strongest option out there.
And not everyone's going to want to do this, but there are authenticator apps or hardware security keys that offer better protection because they're harder for criminals to intercept. And a lot of companies use these, and I know individually it may be more tough, but there are some other things besides the text-based messaging.
But if SMS is your only option, turn it on. But if you can upgrade, it's definitely worth doing. Why does a hacked social media or shopping account matter if there's no money in it?
That's a good question because a lot of people don't feel like it matters, but those accounts often store personal information and they can be used to reset other passwords on other accounts and finally get to your financial information.
This allows criminals, to use compromised social media accounts to trick friends and family or impersonate you.
So even if there's no money attached, the account can still be a powerful entry point. Another good question, how often should I really check my accounts and credit reports?
At minimum, you need to be reviewing your bank accounts and credit card statements monthly.
But alerts really are your best friend here. Turn on real-time notifications for logins, password changes, and transactions.
And don't overlook your credit reports and the importance of reviewing those. Checking them regularly helps you spot new account fraud early. Those small steps really do add up.
And the goal isn't perfection because we're never going to be perfect. It's about making yourself a harder target.
Yep, whether it's with your bank, your email, your social media, or shopping accounts, every account matters.
Protecting all of them is one of the smartest moves you can make for your financial future.
Thanks for joining us today. If you want more tips or resources, visit forumcu.com.
And don't forget to tune in next time for more ways to make your money work smarter for you.
Thank you for joining us today. Our hope is that we can help you live your best financial life. For more insights, be sure to subscribe to the Smarter Money Life YouTube channel and also catch the Smarter Money Minute segment every Thursday on Fox 59's Indie Now Lifestyle Show. Remember, reaching your financial dreams is a journey, and every step you take brings you closer to making your dreams a reality.